I think it's all good. Hey, this is Mars. I'm an artist. I make music. It would be better to say that I used to make music. And if you ask professionally, I am an editor. I don't know how it became my profession, but I used to love editing a lot. When I was in my 8th standard, I used to watch some, Clash of Clans videos and stuff. And I used to get so much of inspiration that these guys are literally playing the same game that I'm playing, and making videos and making money out of it. It's like very cool and interesting to me, and I feel like people from that phase or that time, every kid should have had this kind of liking or like curiosity of becoming an YouTuber or stuff like that. After I finished my 10th, I started, COVID arrived, and I always wanted to, make some videos and stuff. So after my 10th finished, I started recording some videos, and I started a YouTube channel where I started to put some gaming videos and stuff on Clash of Clans, Free Fire, and there is one more Pokemon game which is called Trainer Legend or something like that. I don't remember. But then in my 11th and 12th standard, life was really something I don't want to remind myself. It was like the darkest phase of my life. Anyways, if I'm talking about myself only, let me just give you a little more introduction. I I am 21 right now. I have a job. I work as a senior video editor and as a quality controller at a corporate space at a really well known firm, and I do a lot of freelance work. I have a good image out there of a good editor. I I have some undisclosable things that I'm working on right now. Uh, it's not something serious. It's a good opportunity that I got, and a part of it. Yeah. So this is basically me right now. I have finished my graduation, by the way. I did my graduation on mass communication and journalism from a sarkari college. And yeah, I passed every exam, luckily. I'm making this video just to reflect back on myself, because yeah. So let's start from where we left. So I was talking about my 11th and 12th standard, right? It was the darkest phase of my life, I would say. I don't really want to talk much about them, but back then I was not I didn't had people by my side. I get into a lot of dirty friend cultures, friend groups. I get into a lot of wrong shit. It has affected me a lot. I got involved into a lot of groups which are not meant to be for me. But back then I literally had no choice. It was like that. Nobody has forced me though, but the situations were going so out of hand, because in my entire life I have been this kind of a person who can easily ignore someone, or like if I feel bad, if I have something against you, or like just take it as key. If I'm feeling bad, or like I don't like something that you said, I would just cut myself off of you, and from that moment you won't exist for me. This was the sort of a mindset I had when I was a kid, and for this reason, I remember from my 6th standard, I haven't talked to my grandmom. From my 7th standard, I haven't talked to my sister and my brother till my 12th standard was ending. And the disturbing part is that we used to live in the same house, same rooms and stuff. So yeah, you're getting a little bit of idea, right? What kind of a person I was. So this was my nature back then, and because of this, I had no people by my side at a point of my life where I needed guidance and stuff, where I needed support. And there was a lot of family problems going on. For that I had to take some steps, and like I had to figure out, or like I at least tried to figure out a solution for my family, because there was a financial crisis going on because of COVID and stuff. and a lot of other matters. So yeah, things went so down the hill. I was not really in a good place, especially mentally, because things were what I was experiencing were so disturbing. Because being on very bad circles, I still till date, this is one of the strong points that I have in me, that till date I haven't did no drugs or no, I never smoked, I never drank anything. Even if even being from those circles, those destroyed circles, I'm still the cleanest and I'm proud of myself. But observing some things, when just being sober and like observing as a third person how people react, and a lot of violence, there were so much disturbing past. I don't want to dig into it, but the point is that things went so down, and at a point I was about to give up, because there was like a hell lot of reasons. If I if I sit and start counting it on them, I tried ending this life or game, what like I really want to put this video out, so I don't want to use some words that are not allowed on YouTube or stuff. But yeah, I tried to end this game multiple times. I have tried weird things, didn't work out. My family, they it was so messed. The entire thing was so messed. Been through therapies, and there was like, it was a heavy time, it was the most depressing time. It was the time where I literally had no idea, because you know when my mindset was totally over, that is where I started getting a lot of affection from people, and like things were coming together. And I feel like at that point, because you have become so negative, you start questioning the fact that, okay, now because I'm I'm just giving up, that's why people are showing the affection. So is it just that once you cry, or like once you give up, or like once you behave in a way that you just don't want to do this, then only people would come and show you the affection or stuff? I started questioning that, is this for real? What they're doing, they're giving me the company, my friends are giving me the company, and every single thing, whatever was happening back then, was it for real? I used to question a lot, and I had this sort of a weird calculative mindset, where I used to count on every single event going on, and I used to think like, okay, this means next time it will be worse than this. And like, there was a weird calculative mind, I can't explain it properly, but it was something negative, man. Like, let's leave it. But at that point of my life, I have lost a lot of friends, I have lost a lot of people whom I knew so closely. They ended their lives, and so that was also there was multiple reasons, but that was also one of the reasons why I got that mind mentality of like treating this as an option. But anyways, this video is not about how I was back then. So things were this bad, right? I was a pure science student. I wanted to do a maths honors, and I had plans. I really had plans back then. I was not so good at studying, but in my 11th and 12th, I tried my best. I was so into studying, because there was like a sort of a ego, or like there was something that I wanted to prove to my mother and to my family, because all of them, they are teachers, and they really wanted me to at least meet their expectations. That's what I wanted to do. But things have went so bad that I remember in my 12th board exams, I used to go to the exam hall, and like I used to sit for 30 minutes, and I just used to come back. I remember, because the things, because COVID had just ended back then in 2022, or yeah, I remember it's 2022. So COVID was just ending, and things are getting open. So exams were held in my own school, and the teachers were so cooperative and because they knew that the student didn't prepare properly, so everybody was like taking each other's paper and stuff. Some of the guys were also taking, in my chemistry exam I remember, some of the guys are taking my answer sheet to like copy some of the answers that I wrote correctly. So they did copy it, and they, when they gave it back, I was like stapling my papers. So the teacher told me, "Are you done? How many marks are you leaving? You can copy from anyone. Like they are also doing the same from you. Why aren't you copying?" I had no answer back then because I was. It was so traumatizing for me because there was so many reason. I have like there were people who with whom I have studied my entire 11th and 12th. They ended their lives, and so that was an impactful thing on me. So that's where I felt like I wasn't able to study. And after I finished my 12th exams, I was sure that I won't be able to continue with this subjects. I can't study with maths, science and all this, because this will keep on reminding me, because the entire 11th, 12th and a lot, I have studied with someone who is literally no more. And I don't know, back then I just wasn't able to handle that thing or like that incident. So I decided that I won't be studying, and I every day I used to tell my mother that find me a job. I would work. I want a physically working job. I would work for like 12 hours. I will come back to home and I will get so tired that I will sleep. No negative thoughts, nothing. Will keep on doing this for an entire year until I get over this mental illness. My mother used to sit by my side, and she had always stood by me, and she have always said, whatever you want to do, I'm here, just tell me. Don't, if you don't want to study, it's all good, just don't. And the matter of fact is that she's a teacher, she had students, and there is this like, what impression will they get, seeing that my ma'am's son, eldest son, is literally not studying after 12, who was at least a decent student. I was good at maths and a few subjects. I was really good like on those few subjects. So there will be a thing, and I remember back then every other day people from my colony used to come to my home, and like they used to, you know give me some advice. A lot of people, that this is not how you live a life, this is not. And like everybody tries their best to help me out, because this situation, because there's a lot deeper things that nobody knows, and I would never prefer telling people ki this is the entire thing and stuff, right? So anyways, then someday later, then one day my sister told me there is this one institute, they teaches editing and stuff, and animation and all of that, and she told me I should try there. Why not? Like if you want to work somewhere, it's better you do a course, a diploma somewhere in which you are interested at, because they didn't want to like push me to work this hard. I was not aligning with their thought, but then I just felt like I should go. I went, there was a counselor, she gave a sort of a hope, and like the way they talk, they she just showed me an entire dream that if you do this, you can make this, and there is a entire industry, and there is an entire different life you will experience. I found it very interesting, and I went. The next day I told my mother it will cost 85,000 rupees if you pay at once, or if you pay on installment it would cost like 96,000 or something, or maybe more than that. But so the course that I was talking about, it was compositing and editing. It didn't have any 3D and stuff, but it had VFX and normal editing and a little bit of graphic designing. My mother literally did that for me. Some of my other family members also helped. She bought me that course, and like she paid, and they paid for, and I started going there. I started seeing people. I started exploring that, yeah, people actually do this graphic designing and stuff and editing, because I used to use Premiere and Photoshop for my music videos. Oh, by the way, there is an entire different journey of my music, and when it comes to music, I'm an entire different person, but I don't really want to go there, because this time it's not Mars, it's the other me who's talking. And I really want to document this journey, because I there is a reason. I would talk it later on a video, on this video. But yeah, so I started going there. If you ask me, how, was it worth it paying that much? Not really, because there was no good systems in the labs and stuff. The faculty was like decent. Management was so bad. If I keep on talking, there will be everything negative. But I didn't forgot from where I was coming. I would have it, like, you know what, it wouldn't have been for me there being something which I really enjoy doing after that phase. Now it is already a plus point for me. It is already something better for me, where I'm not, at least I'm living and breathing. It was such a different experience for me, because there are people who used to, ask how you do that, because I had a little bit of idea. So every assignment I was like doing quickly, and I can guide them as well. So they used to share their thoughts that, you know what, I want to be like this, I want to be like that, this is my inspiration, this kind of content I want to create. So it was really interesting. And sometimes, the teachers also share their experience. I remember one of these teachers we had, I don't want to name him, but he used to all the time give this, this example of his US clients. All the time he had this sentence prepared to say that मेरा US client के साथ में मैंने ऐसा किया था, या फिर मेरी US client, it's this statement was always on the tip of his tongue. Every sentence used to start with this. At a time we like it was so funny. Every single thing was so enjoyable and full of life back then. A little bit of, we used to make fun of teachers, we used to learn from them, we used to get scolded, we used to do some great work, and we used to complain on bad things. Then suddenly, on that time frame, I had my best friend. By the way, my friends had played a greatest role, man, in the worst of my life. My best friend, at least. There's one more guy, younger than me. He's my brother, not my brother, but yeah. I remember every closer people to me back then. I only had few, but those, they stayed so close to me, and I'm blessed for that, man. But I remember after finishing our 12th, my friend he was applying for college and stuff, and he told me I should at least apply somewhere. Then for the sake of it, I applied on mass comm and journalism to a Sarkari college, one single college I applied for, because I didn't wanted to waste more and more money. The application costed something around 200 rupees or something. But at when I was doing this course, and I was going to my institute all the time, every night I used to come back, and like every other day I used to check that list of the college application. I don't know, it's some sort of a curiosity, you can say, was there, that was my name on the list. I don't know, I didn't want it to go there, but I think unconsciously I had this will to experience the college life as well. So I remember the day from where our college sessions was about to start was the day when my name arrived in that list. So I remember it was 3rd September back then, maybe 2022 or 3, I don't remember. But so at the midnight, my name has finally arrived, and back then I only had 2 days to register myself. So I looked at my mother and she asked me, "Do you really want to do it?" I said, "You say." She said, "Go. It's all good." And when I checked, it showed ki like the fees was 16,000 or something, 16,500 or something like that. The admission fee basically. So already it hasn't even been a month. She paid a lot for my institute. Right now she have to pay for this thing. It was really crazy. It was crazy. I couldn't even imagine how, like, I I I don't know. She paid. I went to college, but if right now when I'm thinking, she had did everything she could, and till date she is doing. And I went to college. I didn't made no friends there, such as like maybe one two guys are there who knows me, but there was no. I never met such friends because I remember someone told me that once you must have been through things, but if you keep on giving that energy to other people, they would not feel better hanging around with you, because they would just feel, man, this guy always talk about bad things, negative things, and his past and stuff, his or her past. So that's what I have tried in my entire college life, to keep my things to myself only. Maybe when someone came closer and like get to know me, then only I used to share a bit. And I have never kept it so close ki, this was my trauma and this will always be inside of me, because that is what I have done in my entire life, and that had impacted me a lot, for which I have been through the worst in my life. I have never shared what I felt, or what sort of a trauma, or like anything bad happening with me with anyone, because I literally had no such friends, or I literally had no bond with my family, so that whenever something bad happened, I can just go up to them and like share, this is what happened. And even if it's the smallest of the thing, it really makes a huge impact. When you don't share it keeps on piling up, and like at certain point you would just forget about it, but unconsciously that thing will keep a scar in your in your mindset, or maybe in your heart or something. Because if right now you ask me why I stopped talking with my sister and my brother for like 6 years, I don't know. I don't really recall what was the reason, what was that serious, to not to talk with them for this long. I don't know why I stopped talking to my grandmom since my 6th standard to my till my 12th standard. I don't know, but there might be something. But this is the thing, na, ki at a point you will just forget. You won't remember because you haven't shared it with anyone, but the scar was still there. That's why I couldn't change my thinking, or like how I behave with them. But things are obviously changed, and yeah, this is what I wanted to say. A part of it, yeah. Let's continue our story where I was left. Then I took part on some things, some events on my institute. I was doing good and stuff. I was also doing a little bit of freelance work with my friend. We used to do some of like ad videos for some salons and stuff, and we were also building some dreams. Back then I used to help out some of my fellow artists. I made music videos for them. I made my own music video. I was also focused in music because music has always been a thing. I don't really want to talk about music right now, because if I talk, music had a very different thing or a storyline. If I start talking about my music journey, or what music had played a role, what kind of a role music played in my life, it will, the video will be 10 hour long. So let's just focus on this one point. I just wanted to share my journey. I don't know where I started, but and where I'm going, but let's just keep on going. Because I'm feeling today that I should document this thought or like this checkpoint. Yeah. So then I was doing a little bit of work and stuff. I remember in my second year of of college, I have seen someone putting out a story or like a WhatsApp status that they were doing something for their parents, and I read the caption. I felt so amazed that this guy is really like putting out himself and like working so hard and making something happen for the parents, for his parents. And I felt so good watching that status. I have replied him, I have congrats him, saying that it was crazy. I don't remember the guy actually. He was someone from our college only, but from maybe some other department. That day some sort of a motivation clicked, and I felt like, I also have to start working. I Back then, before that, I had done a little bit of work, like some music videos and some projects for my friend, for his college work and stuff. And we have done some of freelance work as well. So I started putting myself on Freelancer, Upwork, all of those platforms. I got one work from Freelancer. It was first I had to do a demo of a video, and I did. They liked it. They said me they will pay 400 per video, and they will give me 30 videos a month, and that will be 12,000 or something. For that, at that time, this money was like, I remember when I got paid for the first video. I It was like 6 or 7 a.m. at morning, or like maybe 8 a.m. I went to my, like, the other room, and I sat with my mother, and my mossy was there. So I was talking like, man, if I actually make 12,000, what would I do with that money? Because that would be a lot of money. I had no expenses. I literally had no expenses. I used to live in my home. Anytime I had to go to college or maybe to my institute, my mother would pay me some travel expenses. It would be like 40 rupees or something. So a part of it, I had no such fetish to eat out or like to hang out with my friends. I would prefer staying in my home. My mother just used to pay my Wi-Fi bill and stuff. I love being at home, and there was no expenses, and I actually started making some money. I was so happy. I was so happy, and I just didn't know what to do with that. And I kept on working with them. After doing some work, there was this one agency, they connected with me, and I started doing their work. Then they started offering me more and more, like, you do more videos, you get paid more and stuff and that. But I normally said, bro, I won't be able to do more videos because I am not good at doing higher quantity of work. I prefer doing one video a day. I will have my peace of mind. I don't want to do two videos because I got to give some time to myself as well. So yeah, I was working with them. It was all going good. They used to pay a lot. We had to have a lot of clashes as well. The managing team, one day they delay my payment. I would get so angry and I say shit on their face. Then the CEO, literally the CEO, or like the head of the management, they calls me and explains the whole other's point of view as well. Then I also realize and I apologize that I shouldn't have talked that way. So I was so immature, back then, working with a lot of people. Then I had my semester exam, and something happened, and I got disconnected with that specific company. They kind of assigned my works to someone else, and I tried to reconnect, but they said that you are not available, and we had to keep our work going on. So we gave it to someone else. I was a little sad at the beginning, but when I looked at it properly, I understand that, yeah, that makes sense. Why would anyone make their loss because you are not available? And I was still a student, so I didn't felt like doing anything about it, or like fighting for it, because it's all good back then. But then I remember one of my friends from college, she offered me to join a startup. It was a news portal. They wanted to hire an editor for some content. I worked there for a month. They paid me like 10,000 or something. There was literally like the sort of a commitment we had while the interview. It was like the work I did, I also felt like it was not worth it, because I was not really doing anything. I was barely doing stuff because I there was no such work to do, and there was like a very lack of work. I feel like the thing was still in an initial phase. So after a month they they kicked me, because they also realized that there is no such output after hiring an editor. They're not really getting any value added, and I was also okay with that. But and after that there were some toxic people with whom I worked. They have gave a lot of commitment, but they didn't really. You know what, I need to go to the washroom. Give me some time, please. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so I worked with one creator. He was at a very initial level, and he was a founder of a company, co-founder of a company, apparently. And he wanted to like shift or pivot to a different sort of a journey. He wanted to do this kind of spiritual content wala journey. And apparently that guy was the co-founder of the agency with whom I was working. So after some times I had a meeting with that guy, and I have also addressed that your company had kicked me out. So he told that I understand, and right now I am also not a part. I have pivoted from that my position, and right now I am looking forward to create my own personal branding content. And for that I want to hire you as a main editor, primary editor, and yeah, you will create the content. So I felt like it's all good. And after getting kicked from that one news portal, I got a call from that guy. He said that we will be starting from 5th of September, and I said it's all good, I am also free, let's work together. So I was working with him. I started working. He used to make a lot of content. He promised me to pay like 20K, I remember. So there was nothing organized, or like there was all the time a sort of a toxicity going on. I'm complaining that shoots are not done. They are complaining that the edits are not sent on time. And even at one meeting, I remember that guy had straight up told me that if you are the editor, from the shoot to the upload, everything comes under your responsibility. This is the statement he gave. And it was so funny, and I have laughed, and I said na, I was so immature to them, at least to that agency, with that agency. So I have also made fun of that, and like I was also I would have been immature, but I was not silly. Whatever I used to address, it all of that makes some actual sense. My wordings, or like my attitude, could have been a little immature, but the things that I was talking on, or like talking about, are really serious, or like really important and vital, and they knew it. The sort of a planner they had, we didn't make even like 50% of it. And it's not my fault, because most of the shoots were not done from their end, and I couldn't control it by any chance. And also I was doing a little bit of freelance as well, because I wanted to keep on working. I can't just say no to everyone and focus on one thing, because that's what their agency have already done with me. They just kicked me out of nowhere. It was all good for me, because I didn't had so much of responsibilities on me back then. So I didn't need so much of money or like anything. That's why I the impact was so less. But I realized that these guys are not so trustable. That's why I couldn't give all of my time to them, and I knew it. And most of the time I have said him to provide me some sort of a contract, or maybe offer letter, or anything like that. He said, a firm needs 40 days or some days to register under someone's name and stuff like that. He used to always say me. He paid me like 2 3 thousand. No, he paid me 5,000 as assurance that instead of your offer letter, I'm paying you something on advance. But after a month, he literally gave up on paying me anything else. Although I have worked for him, I have said a lot of time that this is not fair. Like, I have worked the entire month. The amount of hours committed to you was fulfilled. Why are you not paying? The man was like, I would just not pay. He was totally like that. I would just not pay. And in the meantime, he has said a lot of bad things to me. And he has said this one thing which have really impacted me a little. I remember he said, if even if you work for 7 years in this industry now, with this mentality, of with this money hungry mentality, although I didn't have no money hungry mentality, I was just a little insecure kid. But he said, if I keep on working for even 7 hours 7 years in this industry, I won't be able to make 50K. This is what he told me. And that is one thing that have affected me a little. Not so much, but a little. And when that guy disappeared, I have also blocked a lot of their contact and stuff. Then I remember I had some savings on me. I went with my sister and I went, actually, I one day I went to buy a UPS. But that day I just kept on thinking about that thing, what he told me, and what's my current situation. I was so much deep into the thought, and I went to buy the UPS. And I went there. I thought it would cost somewhere around like 2 3 thousand maximum. But then they told me, as I have an RTX card, so my PC would require a little more, powerful UPS to run. So they said minimum you have to invest 5K, and I felt like investing 5K at that moment was not so much worthy for me. So I called my sister and my brother, told them to come to, and we will go for shopping, for puja shopping, because puja was around the corner. And I remember I spent my entire savings back then. I didn't have so much of savings, but I had like some 6 7 or around like 8K of amount saved on my bank. And I have spent the entire amount. I just wanted to spend it just to feel this way, that this is money does not matters. I can make it. I had that confidence. And just to make sure that I am really confident about it, and this confidence is true, not I'm something I'm faking. That is the reason why I decided to spend my entire saving, and like just go out. So after that, I had a sort of a energy boost in me. Every day I used to sit to work on my portfolio and my show reel. I made a show reel, a really good show reel. I organized my portfolio, and I started applying on jobs, applying on everywhere I can. I have applied on 50 play, and like I was really sincere with that every day, because I didn't have so much of work other than like applying, or like finding a job, or like looking for work. And I was passionate about it. I used to write proper mails, and I started improving my professionalismness, or whatever you call it. I actually worked on it, and I used to get on calls. Some people rejected me, some of them I rejected. And whenever like a deal was about to close, or someone actually I found a fit, or they found a fit, I would get so insecure, and it's like I couldn't go somewhere out right now. And most of the works were like based on Kolkata, or maybe further than that. And my family have allowed me back then. They had said, it's all good, you can go out. One guy will go with you, or one member will go with you for the first month, or maybe you, if you want. As I have said that, no, it's all good, I can live on my own, and I would go. So they have allowed me. I was just ready to go out and work. But it was like the closing moment na, at every call I felt like, no man, it was actually happening, I couldn't go, I just get so nervous and I deny the offer or stuff. So this was going on, and then I got a email from somewhere. There's one consultancy business consultancy agency based on, I don't know where, man, like it somewhere in India only. And they some way, I don't know, through my LinkedIn maybe they connected, and they said that they want to cover some of their content. They want to do a little bit of, they want to create some content for LinkedIn post, and they asked for my charges. They liked my work, that's why they connected to me. And then I like created some of a charge sheet, that like this kind of video would cost this much and stuff like that. I have provided them some combined offer. If you work with me for a month, then there will be a discounted price and stuff. And I work with them. It didn't last for a month. I worked for like 3 weeks with them. I have created like 9 videos for them, and they were really good. They were actual business consultancy agency, and like the people out there were really educated, and they were actually doing a thing. So that's where I did something which actually had an impact. I worked on something which actually had an impact. That was my start of actually working on something impactful. And there on, I kept on working on some freelance work and stuff. There was some doctors for them I edited. There are a lot of people out there, a lot of creators with whom I have worked on, like for 5-6 videos maybe. And then it was like the content was for that long only, and I didn't like, and especially because I was working through someone, so there was always this like a sort of a miscommunication going on. So I have worked with a lot of, then I kept on working. And as I worked, one day I stumbled across a creator or maybe a senior editor, and I have applied. He had a ad or something on YouTube or Instagram, I don't remember. Maybe on Instagram, because I had YouTube Premium. Because so I applied, and he checked my work and said, "Yeah, it's all good. It's really great, but I had to do a demo video in order to clear the first level." And I was so frustrated because before that I did a demo video for a agency, and I really worked so hard on that video, but they said that they rejected firstly, and they said, "But your work was so nice, so we might hire you for our own content or maybe someone else." And then when I asked for the charges or stuff, when they asked for the charges, I said, "Yeah, I will charge this," and they said our budget is like 6K for 30 reels. So I was like, man, no. And when this other guy, he he told me that I gotta do a demo reel, I said, man, I had replied so rudely. I said, no way I'm doing a reel for free. And I said so many things very rudely, although I used emojis and stuff, so it was a little lighter. But then he replied, can't bet on your work. It's good but not that good, so can't bet, or something like that he said. It also hurt me, and I said, it's all good, man, find someone else and stuff like that. I was so frustrated that day, I don't know why. But 2 days after, that same guy replied and texted me, how much would you charge for a 15-second of demo? I said, I firstly though went through our chats, and I realized, man, this was so rude by my side, and he might be someone bigger or like a senior guy or whoever he is. I shouldn't talk to someone in this tone. So I apologize firstly, man, look, I was a little frustrated in that day and stuff like that, so I'm really sorry and stuff. Then he asked how much would I charge once again, and I said maybe 300 for a 15-second of reel. He said, it's okay, I'll pay that, but first your reel gotta be good. You just create a 15-second of demo, because I just can't bet on you. This is what he said once again, and that kind of hurt my ego. And I went all in for that video, to create that 15-second video, and he liked it. He made some changes and he paid me. He made me one more demo, and he paid me. And then he like introduced me to the clients and stuff. They were all like they had this Toronto based agency, and I became a part of them as a freelance video editor, and I worked with a lot of clients from there. And so they were really nice people, and I have learned a lot from them. And as I was working with them, I found a ad on Facebook, I think. There's this one company in our city. They were like had a ad, a funny kind of ad of hiring a video editor. I have applied. They replied. I got the job by some way, and I started really working on a job. I already kind of working as a freelancer with a bigger company. Then I had some clients coming up, and like that, after that pause na, on September, I remember my October, November, December was the highest. I worked like insane. Or maybe like on January as well. January, February, from there I started working a little lesser. But back then, from at that moment, I had so much of work. Like people are coming up, having meetings with me, and saying we have some of this kind of idea. And they, like, I remember people had actually said this to me. There are some of my clients who have said this to me: if you're not doing this project, I will scrap it, because I don't have anyone else who can create this vision. And at that moment, I was just started working. I remember in September I got this one project from a edtech platform. It was not a project they want to publish, but they had this annual kind of a meet and greet with all of their instructor and like their entire team. So they wanted to make it a little grand, and they had this plan of like doing the entire thing in an animated way, in a motion graphics way, all of the presentation of the best instructor and like all of that. So they had a crazy idea and theme in order to make a video. It was a private content they will share to their you know colleagues and like employees and like instructor only. So when I went to that meeting, they have had this thing straight up on me that, bro, if you are not taking this project, I will scrap this idea. We won't do it because I know that I don't have no one else who can execute this idea in a better way, or like who can recreate this vision as it is. And I felt, and those really gave me a lot of boost to keep on working and to work more and better. So I remember January, September, October, November, December, January had been the phase of my life where I have worked the most. I was not sleeping. I was coming from office. I was having meeting on some cafes. I used to go to my home. I used to submit videos. Sometime I had meeting with Kino Media. They were the Toronto based company, and it was a lot of work. I was actually making a lot of money as well back then, and I was saving them for my masters. And then something happened in my family, and my elder Mosi had an accident with me, and there a lot went. And I got this reality check of how expensive treatment is actually. But because I was really doing something, I could have, that's why I was able to contribute something. And like things were like, those kind of the big incident goes over very easily because you are just capable to handle them. And this way it has kept on going. I got a promotion recently in my company. I became the quality controller. I liked it, although I didn't like the tag. I'm still working. I have got a really big project. I have got I am not really allowed to disclose it in that way, but I there's upcoming edtech platform where I got an opportunity to work as a instructor, as a video editing instructor, and create a course on video editing. And I have signed an NDA with them, so I am not really allowed to share a lot, but I don't think there will be such problem. And I am really working so much. So yesterday when I had a meeting with one of my oldest client, I just had a meeting regarding some content and some ideas, and I kind of you know I have a good relationship with them right now because I am really young compared to them, and I just feel that they are also, you know, a little like a elder brother to me at some point. So I was sharing that I'm feeling so stuck nowadays because, you know, nothing is really happening special to me, like in life in general. So there was a lot of deep conversation we had, and one advice he gave me was that choose something or work on something that you would still do even if you won't get paid for. And this is a very sort of a thing now which I thought about later, and I it meant so much more than just an advice. And then I reflected back on the entire life that I had. A few days back I went on the teachers day. Me and my friend went to our one and only mentor. We had a teacher in our ninth and 10th standard. He was like the biggest mentor in our life. I met that sir as well. So in recent days, a lot of things had happened which made me, you know, made me look back to my past, and like kind of gave me a sort of a nostalgia or like a reason to look back and like see how far I came. I'm really doing good in my life right now. I came so far. I've made my mother proud. I can say this. Yesterday, I went out with my mother. For the first time, I felt like I should take her out somewhere. I took her to the hills and we visited some other places. It was a good experience, and for me, initially, it was very like I was so shy. You know, it is even more difficult to ask out your mother than asking out some other random girls or maybe like someone. I don't know, man. Like it was so tough for me to like ask her out to go somewhere because I do have a good bond with my mother. Whenever I feel so vulnerable, I go up to her. But I don't know. It's just really tough to express the love to them because I feel like the way we have grown or like the surrounding we had, it had made us like that. We can't easily express, but I am a very expressive person. I feel I can cry easily, and I can I just get emotional easily. That also helps me a lot on some situations on like on becoming a little more artistic. But this, yeah, it has its own pros and cons. But yeah, the entire when yesterday I went with my mother, I I felt like, man, you know, in last few months I have been feeling this way that the things are becoming so purposeless. Even if I had a good system, a good environment, a good phone, a good mic, and everything that I have ever dreamed of, the things have become. Recently, I wrote a song called "Level Up." On that song, the initial lines are this: "हो गया है level up, still I'm stuck with a doubt. ग्रोथ भी नहीं हो रहा, कुछ हो रहा नहीं खास ये. जिंदगी बदल सी गई पहले के मुकाबले, जब से लेना छोड़ा मैंने जिंदगी मजाक में." And this is very true when I think like while writing a song it comes very naturally, but when you reflect to those words you just feel that there is a very deeper meaning to what you wrote. At least for me, I feel, no, not everyone writes music and stuff, but at least for me it is like this. So after yesterday, I when I'm back and I'm right now here, I feel there's a lot to do. There's a very big project I have alongside with me. There is a there is a better energy that I can bring to my work when I'm at my office. There is a lot of things that I should do because since last few months I am just not doing anything that I want. That's why I feel like I'm getting more and more frustrated, and like there's lack of excitement, and like life is becoming so monotonous. So right now I feel like I should just express myself, and this is the best thing that I can do: self-talking videos. And I have like tons of self-talking videos. If you ask me, I have tons of this kind of videos, and it has become so long since I have recorded one. So this has been my journey till date, and this video is just to document the entire journey of this guy. And we are almost near the end of this video, and for sure I'll be uploading this video. I don't know if anyone even is going to watch this or not, but I feel so proud of myself that I am able to do this much. I'm able to earn really good, even if I have to do multiple work. And more than anything, the sort of a trust people have on me. Because in last few, like, see, I am covering every side of me, na. In last few weeks, I have skipped a lot of meetings, but people are really so generous to me that they understand. They think this way ki he might be busy or he might be having something, so it's all good, because maybe have helped them out with some projects where there was no one else who could help them in that way. That's why they built a trust over me. So even if I'm like messing sometimes, or like even if I'm not available sometime, they're still counting on me because I have built a trust on them. That's why this is happening. And I'm not really proud if I'm not attending some meetings without having a serious reason. That's silly of me, and I know that I'm not doing anything right, but that's why I'm making this video as well. So this is what I'm talking about. I'm becoming a little unserious lately, but after this few interaction in last few days had made me realize from where I came. There is this one quote that I heard from some YouTuber or something, that when you don't remember from where you came, then you don't know where you are, and when you don't know where you are, then you don't know where you are going to. So it's very important to remember where you came from in order to do rest of the things, and it's very powerful. So yeah, that's why I'm reflecting everything to myself. Yes, there are I really am looking forward to drop a lot of music, because the Mars, the core artist Mars is dying to drop some music, and the artist Mars had been a different thing. We'll talk about some other day. But it was just my journey, every incident in last few years, and how things have evolved from where I came, and like how am I doing right now. I'm really making so good. I'm like, if you ask me about financially, I'm really making good. I feel, I know sometimes I had to do a little more than just working at one place, but it's all good. Like at a point things will sum up, and I don't know how what else to say, but I'm really doing so good. I'm most of the time feel so demotivated because I'm like that only. But I just know that I work so hard. I give it my all. I give. I know since last few months I'm not really giving it my all, but and I can see it on my work as well. But it's just that I forgot from where I came. It was very crucial for me to remind myself once again that this is from where you came, and this is the entire life you have experienced till date. So just don't back out, man. This is what I wanted to say to myself. And I don't know who else is watching this video, but I feel whoever is watching this video, remember from where you came. That's one of the most important thing to do in life. And for sure this video will get uploaded someday sooner. After coming back with my mother, I slept, so I'm not really feeling any sleepy, even though I think it's around 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. I don't know, but this has already been a hour long video. But sometimes this kind of video is very needed, and I'm looking forward to make some more content. I am looking forward to make some shorts and some personal branding, what you call, but I don't really want to put a tag on it. I really want to create some content by my heart. I have some musics prepared, so I want to put them out as well. I want to really do music so hard from now on, because I think music is one thing that I had really made me, kept me alive in the worst situations of my life, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm very, like, the sort of music I have ever always made was all based on the reality that I'm experiencing right now. And based on that, I have created this song called Level Up. At the end of this video, I wanna just play that song and vibe with all of you. Let's go. I'm really looking forward to release this music, but and let's see when can I do so. Okay, we got the music playing there. I will try to sing as well. It's very true to me, this entire song. हो गया है level up, still I'm stuck with a doubt. क्रोध भी नहीं हो रहा, कुछ हो रहा नहीं खास, ये जिंदगी बदल सी गई पहले के मुकाबले, जब से लेना छोड़ा मैंने जिंदगी मजाक में, उल्टी सीधी हरकतें कुछ करता ही नहीं खास, मैं वक्त भी नहीं होता अब जरा भी मेरे पास, रोज लेता स्ट्रेस भले फील होता अच्छा, क्योंकि घर का बड़ा लड़का अभी बन गया जिम्मेदार है. Mama called me 10 times on a row, मैं उठाया नहीं, ये मतलब कि मैं बिजी बहुत, घर में पहुंचा उनसे बात भी नहीं हुई. शी वॉज आउट फॉर द बैचेस, शी इज अ ट्यूटर, गॉट टू डू द जॉब. हाँ मैं हूँ काफ़ी इंस्पायर्ड भले उनसे, आई नो हरकतें दिखाती नहीं होंगी, आजकल सोने लगा अब मैं टाइम पे, भूला नहीं पर वक्त था जब सोना था नामुमकिन. Now I gotta work, really couldn't take a chance. खोला मार्केट देखा मुझे पैरा हाई डिमांड, करा 2 डील क्लोज्ड, एक NDA साइन डन, स्टार्टेड वर्क लेके 30% फुल एडवांस. कभी कभी मुझे डर भी लगता है, इतने लोग मुझ पे कैसे क्यों भरोसा करते हैं, मैं तो मरने वाला था, मीन खुद को मारने वाला था, अब तो मैं कर भी नहीं सकता, ये चीज़ें पाप जैसी लगने लगी, जिंदा रहना कोई तो श्राप जैसी लगने लगी. मैं I'm living in a curse, हल्का हो रहा मेरा दर्द, बढ़ती जा रही मुझ पे फर्ज, मेरी ग्रोथ भी रिवर्स होने लगी. अब कैसे इतना ज़्यादा फंस गया लाइफ में, अभी चीज़ें बिना मांगे आ जाती है. पहले सोचता था पैसा कैसे मांगूँ अपने काम का, अब काम भी आ जाए तो फट जाती है. पैसा नहीं है that's a problem, I get it, पैसा है तो that's a big ass problem. पैसा बदल देता लोगों को अनजाने में ही, पैसा change me, I felt that for real. याद आती मेरे बचपन की, जब मैं छोटा था I was just a cute boy, always used to keep quiet. मैं नहीं कर रहा cheap talk, मैं नहीं कर रहा, cause I feel like I'm growing. Sounds crazy but it all I made myself. मेरा इधर कोई नहीं homie who can ever feel my pain. हो गया है level up, still I'm stuck with a doubt. ग्रोथ भी नहीं हो रहा, कुछ हो रहा नहीं खास, ये जिंदगी बदल सी गई पहले के मुकाबले, जब से लेना छोड़ा मैंने जिंदगी मजाक में, करता ही नहीं खास, मैं वक्त भी नहीं होता अब जरा भी मेरे पास, रोज लेता स्ट्रेस भले फील होता अच्छा, क्योंकि घर का बड़ा लड़का अभी बन गया जिम्मेदार. जिम्मेदार. I love this song. Yes, this is it for this video. I'm looking forward to make more videos, this kind of videos. I don't know who would watch this, but there's something really powerful if you would watch this with your entire heart and soul. I have shared myself here, and I know, because and as an individual, when I listen to someone else's story, there's most of the time, if that's something true and they had some tragic past, I really get connected and I really get some sort of a motivation out of it, or like some sort of a good energy out of it, if someone is actually giving some good energy out of their videos. And that's why I'm making this video, and also to reflect on myself, so that I would never forget where I came from and what am I doing and how much of progress that I made. I'm so happy for myself that I'm alive, and I trust me when I'm saying this is a very sort of a thing that I would never say, but I really want to live longer than this, and I'm really blessed that I lived this far. I've seen so many things that I would never have seen, never have thought of, never have thought of that this would even exist, or like this was something that I would ever experience. There's like a lot wouldn't have been a part of me if I would have just died back then. I've been through very deadly accidents as well. Have miraculously survived without any major injury, just damaging of my nerves and stuff. I have so weak nerves because of some almost life costing accidents and stuff on railway stations. But just that, I don't know about others, but if I will ever watch this video, because I have a lot of my own self talking videos where I have talked about what I'm feeling, and back then I was not feeling something that I would ever share out, that I would ever be able to share on this platforms, because those are not something normal people would feel. So for me, this is a very big progress, and yes, this is all I want to share. By the way, if anyone is actually watching this, please write down a comment. Would fill my heart with joy, because this is very personal to me. When I'm sharing this video, I would rarely I don't even feel like putting this out when I once sit to edit this, because after while I'm saying it's all flowing in a very natural way, but when I will sit and edit it, I would feel like that I should not post this, because obviously everyone would get insecure of their past, and like sharing something traumatized that they had, or like the worst of their life. Sharing those things are very tough, and as an individual I feel it. But if I ever post this video out now, I just want key, and if someone actually watches this video, I want you to write down a comment, please. That would make my day, and I would just see that you really watched it. Like, yes, everybody has their own challenges and their own struggles in life. It's just that you gotta keep up with it and try to live, because even if if you have so much of traumatizing experience, or so much of like failures in your life, you never know what's coming forward. So never try to quit the game. Play it till it ends. Who knows, like, life is not like an ordinary game, right, where what is going to be the result, or like where is it going to end. So play it till it ends by itself. And it's a very strong thing, man. I know whenever I'm saying this, I'm just focusing on one thing, that you should live, and like as long as you can. And it's very powerful coming from a person like me. And right now when I'm seeing that I have really made so good in my life, that right now I am getting that opportunity to mentor some people, to become a better editor. I could be a good editor, I don't know. This things are very small to me when it comes to a life I had, or my artist self. I if you talk about in the corporate life or in my professional life, it's good to have the image that people know you as a really good guy who makes really good content and does really good edit and stuff. But primarily that's not me. I have a bigger vision, a bigger artistic mindset, and there's a lot in me. So, and the fact that I am aware of it, I have never let that editor image took over me, you know rather than, and like killing the artist self. It had never happened that way. And I really want someday to like push my artist person, the actual Mars self, that who makes music. I really want to push that guy so further, so that he can create some really good content, really good piece of music which can help people. And that is one of the dreams that I really have, actually standing out as an artist. And I was always so insecure about sharing this, in a way, like becoming so confident about it. But right now I feel like I know that one day I'll give it all to my artistry, even if like I don't really care about numbers. I just want to put that much of effort, so that in my end days I can really look back, and I can say it to me that I gave it all of whatever I had. And I really want I have always dreamed of pushing my music so further. I have had so much dreams with my music, and that's what I'm saying. I don't really want to share my artist self in this video, because it would be then like a 10-hour long video. I just wanted to share a journey, the professional journey that I had till date, and how from where I evolved. And yeah, I know this is the third or fourth time I'm trying to end the video, but it's just not ending. So this is the end. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.